Usually when McDonald's comes back up unexpectedly, we call it reflux. This time, it's the return of a beloved jingle.
2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
Two all-beef patties.
Cheese. 2 all-beef patties. Pickles.
Special sauce.
Lettuce, cheese. One more time.
2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
2 all-beef patties. What was it?
2 all-beef patties.
Special sauce.
Lettuce, cheese, pickles.
Onions. Sesame seed bun.
Sesame seed bun.
Can you say it again?
I've actually got some behind-the-scenes footage of the Big Mac being prepared. Oh, grimace! This isn't the first return of the Mac. The jingle was reheated in 1987, 1989, 2010 and 2013. But like a forgotten Big Mac, it weirdly hasn't aged a bit. Karen, why serve this up again?
I think part of this promotion, like they do it every time, isn't necessarily give anything away. It's to get people hyped about the Big Mac again. It is the most iconic McDonald's burger. It's actually not their biggest seller at all.
Really?
Yeah, so the first time I worked at McDonald's, what we discovered about Big Mac fans is the people who are most likely to consume Big Macs aren't like the rest of McDonald's consumers. So most people go in and they'll kind of eat anything or they'll have a few favourites. Big Mac consumers are typically Gen X or older males who will choose to eat the Big Mac but won't eat anything else off the menu, and they're not loyal to McDonald's. So they don't actually like McDonald's, but when they go in once a year, they'll choose a Big Mac. So when they do promotions like this or McHappy Day, it's to drive the Big Mac people back in. And what's happening for the first time now, that hasn't ever happened before, is that fast food restaurants are actually doing really badly. And usually during a recession, fast food does pretty well. Yeah. But no one's got the money to spend on it anymore. And McDonald's is actually struggling, which as a market leader is bringing the entire category down. So when restaurants like this struggle, what they do is they rely on the things that people love, which is, for McDonald's, it's always nostalgia. And it's that feeling of comfort and of safety, because at the moment everyone feels really unsafe. So you do your Big Mac promotion, you drive back all these Big Mac eaters who are now probably family members and they've got their family, and they bring their family with them into the restaurants to give them that golden moment of what is now considered a treat meal because it's so expensive. So it's something to share, and it's bringing more people in to try a Big Mac, which they probably won't like.
Yeah. So this is like a nursery rhyme. 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. So I know it because
Thanks for that bedtime story.
because I was young when it first launched, and as a result, I can remember it because I was beaten up with it. And so what Disney do is they have their assets, so let's say Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and then every 7 years they make sure that they relaunch Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And they do that to ensure that every single generation knows the story. Really smart advertisers take a leaf out of the Disney book. And that, to me, is what they do with Big Mac and 2 all-beef patties special sauce. They just make sure that every single generation is able to recite it because you get it when you're young, and as a result it gets absorbed just like a nursery rhyme does. So, you know, most things, most advertising, it might hit the eyeball and doesn't go any further. Some of it gets into the middle of the brain, you might think about it a bit. Other advertising literally gets to the back of your head and you never, ever forget it. Such is the power of this particular asset that Big Macca's, that Macca's has got with the Big Mac, right? Lucky them.
I mean, McDonald's is a perfect case for it, though. Think about it. Every time you hear ba-da-ba-ba-ba, like everyone knows it. They've got the jingle. But I think sometimes as an advertising industry, we think we're too cool for jingles. And I think they are overlooked so many times because it's exactly like that. Like TikTok today, and the amount that people are just fixated on sounds and the way they remember videos and they're going viral because of it is just proof that sonic devices are such a core way to be remembered as a brand. So I think well done to them.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that spiked Big Mac sales was the introduction of salads. Because what people wanted is an excuse to get their Big Mac. So they would buy a salad and a Big Mac.
Yeah, that's the seesaw, isn't it? That's just making sure you got the seesaw right. Oh, yeah, pizza and a Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Serious?
Todd and Russell.